information dissemination. HyperNation insists on education and data literacy as foundations to disseminate the right information to the public. This is the ideal way to obtain consensus in order to create a utopia with like-minded individuals. Through education, people can understand the importance of human rights and the need for humanity to be fair, equitable, and open. All of this is needed before we utilize blockchain technology to realize the ambitious vision of UBI. In HyperNation, there is no such thing as charity, and there is no need for you to desperately prove your worth to others. In this world, you are compensated fairly based on your contributions. Can you imagine HyperNation as a new world where there are no prerequisites to enter, and where there are no fears of poverty or illness? This may sound a bit suspicious, but the metaverse follows a similar concept, illustrating an ideal virtual world close to reality. In reality, if you want to immigrate to the United States, your status or wealth may be a factor that determines the eligibility of your application. And you may not even be able to live a good life after immigrating because of your education, race, nationality, and social status. In HyperNation, citizens will be treated fairly and receive rewards based on their contributions. Remember, artificial intelligence does not have any emotions and will definitely not do anything that may be deemed unfair.
Wow. A big applause to our ambassador, Mr. H. In reality, we are shackled by the unseen chain. As Mr. H just mentioned, in HyperNation, there is no such thing as clarity, and there's no need for you to desperately prove your worth to others. In this world, you are compensated fairly based on your contribution. Without any further ado, let's have some introduction on HyperNation's tokens and coins, as well as the UBI and the consensus. Welcome to our UBI consensus presentation. But first, we will introduce you to our new coin, HyperNation Dollar, HND, and HyperNation Token, HNT. After that, we will talk about some spiritual conception, such as UBI, consensus, and etc. Now, let's take a look on the table of content. We will go through HyperNation's stablecoin, the HyperNation Dollar, and HyperNation Token, HNT. After that, we will be the UBI concept mechanism and how the UBI and consensus point function, the production of contribution point, HND, demand, and last but not least, our HyperNation social media update. Now, allow us to introduce again to our first coin, HyperNation Dollar, HND. The HyperNation Dollar is pegged to the US currency and will remain at 1:1 with US dollar. 1 HND will always be equivalent to 1 USD, which this is done through the proof of consensus. The HyperNation serves as a unique community that propagates all the value of a utopian nation. And our economic consensus is based on the universal basic income, which focuses on transparency, fairness, and equality, which can shelter you from the ignorance and violence that we face in our daily lives. As our universal basic income, UBI, is a derivative of consensus point and the HND contribution. The UBI is a concept of financial policy proposal, which is based on a fair mechanism of getting adequate compensation for one's contribution, and where the consensus is a key factor for the policy success, where citizens will receive a legally stipulated financial grants as part of the welfare system. The supply of HND will increase when there is an accumulation of consensus point, which will in turn increase the demand for UBI as well. The DAO system will allow citizens of HyperNation to have a vote for various legislation and regulatory proposals due to the existence of a governance token. I will now pass the floor to my panel speaker Liam for the further explanation.
All right, so thank you, Jean. So, okay, as what she mentioned earlier, yeah, about the UBI, of course. So now I'll talk about an example. So here is an example of the Hypernation ecosystem where UBI, HND, and consensus point interoperate with one and another. When citizens participate in Hypernation, they earn points by contributing to the community based on the activities stated in previous sessions. HNZ and HNT interrelates with each other. The relationship is such that HNT and HND works together through the ecosystem to make the value of and scarcity of HNT increase. So these contribution points will then be converted into HND and will act as the income to support the whole ecosystem of Hypernation, thus also promoting the stable price of HND. Well, I think you might be confused, but in a simple words, the contribution points, basically the activity points gathered from our consensus, will inflate the supply of HND, which will then be burned to mint HNT, and the HNT will be recirculated back within the integrated consensus system. Okay, so the contribution point can be acquired through the following activities stated in this slide. So it's just a really simple task. It's simple as ABC. Well, firstly, registering yourself as a Hypernation citizen will earn you a simple point. So, and also contributing to the community by being active and performance interactions. After that, social media outreach, where you subscribe to our social media platforms on Twitter and Discord. Even sharing and liking our posts will earn you some contribution points. So furthermore, there are simple tasks such as daily logins to your Hypernation's account, partake in Hypernation events. All of this can earn you contribution points. In a simple words, like our UBI concept, you contribute, you earn contribution point. So as simple as that, basically, the more you work, the more point you get. So next, the HND demand will correspond within an integrated system called contribution point. Of course, this is all based on our consensus. So if you see, there's one part is called consensus point. So it's almost similar to what contribution point means. So contribution point basically is just activities point. So consensus point is that we have a mutual understanding, mutual agreement to work these things out. So we work, we do these kind of activities. So we contribute. And of course, the higher the consensus, the more stable HND is. The stability of HND will override the utility of unstable and volatile tokens, as it is ideal for storage of value and the maintenance of high speculative price. Right. So, though HNZ has a better value due to its stability, ideally, if the price of HNC increases higher, this will provide more recognition and can generate demands for people to join Hypernation. So, okay. Be sure to keep yourself up to date by following our social media for more sessions such as this. So, and do remember to scan the QR code for Twitter and Discord channel for any latest updates. And follow us on Twitter and join our Twitter space for more product and knowledge sharing. So once again, I thank you all for taking the time to be in this session. So we talk about some products in the later session. So, and thank you very much. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.